Hello, everybody. This is War Frog, and I got a request to do a video about training in Thailand. What was that like? And thought I'd go over that a little bit. A lot of people ask, well, how'd you get to go to Thailand? I went there in 2005, and that's 20 years ago. But I was married to a woman who was from Thailand, and her name was Natty Karn. We're still good friends. But we were headed over to Thailand to see her family. I introduced our daughter to her family that I hadn't met yet. So uh, our daughter was 5. And while in Thailand, I thought, hey, what a great opportunity to try this thing called Muay Thai. And uh, I had been doing MMA fighting. And of course, Muay Thai could be a pretty efficient aspect uh, to your fighting arsenal, using your knees, your elbows, and the low kicks. These were all things that I didn't do very well prior to going over there. And when I got back, I was less bad, less sucky at it. I did get a little better while I was over there. Well, the main reason I went to Thailand, is just, to introduce our child there and enjoy the culture and vacation and sightsee. But I did get a chance to train a place called the Ingram Gym. And I wish I had footage of that and pictures, which I do on my old profile, which I would include on this video. But thanks to Zuckerberg, that site is not available to me and disabled. So I'm not able to get those pictures and those videos. But while I was at Ingram Gym, which is now changed, I just looked it up a little bit ago. It's now the largest indoor facility for training Muay Thai in Thailand, I think it said. So it is at that time when I was training there, it was an outdoor facility with canopies over the rings and the platforms and the mats that we trained on. When I was there, I'd say there was about 15, 20 guys there training, and I was the only Farang, the only white guy there. And it was they thought I had long hair, so they thought I was a pro wrestler. When I tried to explain, a lot of those guys didn't speak very good English, so there was a language barrier there. Each day that Nina dropped me off, and then she would come pick me up. A lot of times I'd have her translate, for me on the happenings of the day and how training was going, what they thought of me, and the questions I had to ask. I remember one time when she came to pick me up, and my trainer that I eventually got to know pretty well and like a lot, even though we didn't speak each other's language. His name was Kid Majestic, and I think he was a pro Muay Thai fighter and a champion, and one of the trainers there. And he kind of took a liking to me and worked with me a lot, doing a lot of pad work. I'd say of all the training I did there, probably 60% of it was pad work. A large portion of it was conditioning, your shins and your cardio, and some sparring. Not a whole lot of sparring, but I did do. I don't think they let me do a lot of the hard sparring because I was a Farang, and probably didn't want to chase me off, So, but I remember one time I was asking her to translate for me. I said, "Hey, my shins hurt so bad," and at this time I'd probably been going, 10 sessions or so, 10 days. We were there for 4 weeks, so 4 weeks. And I planned to train as much as I could. I had a fight coming up back in the States, MMA fight in August, and we were there in June, and I was hoping, hey, maybe some of this would be beneficial to me to help start getting me on the way. My shins hurt so freaking bad. They had this bag that had to weigh 300 pounds, and it was so hard, and it looked like somebody had carved a watermelon out of each side of it, as so many guys kicked it so often, and my shins hurt. They'd have you kick it hundreds of times, right in a row, hard and as fast as you could, and yell at me not to do it, which I couldn't understand what they're saying. One of the guys, the trainers there, wasn't very nice, didn't seem to like me too much, and I'll include his picture. I think I caught a picture of him. He's still training there, I think, if that's the guy. But my shins hurt so bad, and I was asking, I say, hey, what can I do to help alleviate the pain? Even the hair rubbed off of my shins. It was so painful, and the red, I couldn't lift my toes off the floor, leaving your heel on the. I couldn't. It hurt so bad. So she goes, da 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 da. He goes, da 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 da. And I say, all right, what's he say? What I got to do? And she goes, he said you kick more. That's how you do it in Thailand. You just kick and kick and kick. So I guess what happens is, and I know other people that know more about Muay Thai than I do, but from an early age, Thais train in Muay Thai and they have their professional fighting and they support their family from a very young age. And they're conditioning their shins and they're probably getting micro fissures in the shin bone that eventually heal and calcify and it thickens the bone and makes it harder. This is my understanding. This could be a complete fallacy, but this is the way I understand it, and that's why they're so. When I did do sparring, and I'll get to that in a second, it hurt so freaking bad. It felt like a baseball bat at the side of your leg. So I think that's a big part of why Americans and Westerners legs snap in half because they haven't done a lifetime of conditioning and they have all this power and they go to kick, gets checked, boom, their legs snap in half, and it's a gruesome, ugly thing to see, and you want to throw up when you see it. But I didn't kick that hard. So what I did enjoy doing, I did pick up a good teep. If you know what that is, it's a front kick. I used a lot to hit people in the belly, in the liver if I could. Opened up a lot of my hand stuff when I was training there. When I went over there, I was 200 and some pounds. And like I said, they thought I was you pro wrestler, because I threw them on the ground a lot. When we worked the clinch, which I'm used to working the clinch, there's certain things you can do in Thailand to do leg sweeps and knock somebody down. I didn't quite understand some of it. I picked up a few things, but some of the way I was doing it was evidently illegal, and I got chastised for it. I was doing some wrestling takedowns, but the Thais consider going to the ground a dirty thing, I guess. I don't know if they still do, but that's what I was told at that time. Thais don't spend a lot of time on the ground. And I had a lot of fun doing it. They seemed kind of aloof to me. Hey, he's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it. But after I'd been there for like 10 days, 11 days, they started getting friendly with me and gestured me over. And at this point, I've been drinking bottled water the whole time I was there, because you're told not to drink the water. You'll get sick. And here they had this bowl. This big bowl and a ladle in it, and everybody shared that camaraderie they have at the gym. I'm aware of that. We have it in our own gyms here in America. And here they were inviting me over. This is first time they invited me over. And like I said, it's probably the 11th or 12th session, and I'm like, hey, I don't want to drink that water, but I also don't want to be rude and turn them down and say, no, just be sophisticated, stick to my bottle of water. So I drank it, and I spent the next 3 days on the toilet at our compound, and it was not good. And I never did end up going back. At that point, we were doing other stuff. So that ended my training there. Did it help me? Sure did. When I got back, I fought at the Valor Ballroom, and I believe it was XKK. And I fought a guy with 6'5". His name escapes me now, but he tried to plumb hold me, and which I, that's Muay Thai, and I was used to that. And I got through that, shouldered in, and hit with an uppercut, and broke his orbital socket and won the fight in 10 seconds or something. I can't remember what it was, not with a KO. It was my only KO on record. So yeah, it helped me. I'm not a traditionalist. It just showed me how to hurt people, and I'll do that. I'm pretty simple that way. And that's what I picked up in Thailand. I really enjoyed it. Somebody had asked me some questions on it, and I'm trying to remember what was sparring like. When I was there, the gym is owned by a Japanese guy, Azuki or something. I can't remember. I thought he was a pro wrestler, but I don't think he is. He's a crew or a master or whatever it is, and he's one of the Japanese legends, I guess, in Muay Thai. And so a lot of the guys that were there, the 15, 20 of us that were there, I'd say half of them were Japanese, and one of them was a K1 or rings champion. I don't know what he was. He reminded me of a Japanese Josh Neer, and I did a round with him, and that was painful. But he must have weighed 155 pounds, and I couldn't land a kick on him. But I did clinch him, and just stall as a motherfucker. Wrapped him up on the fence, on the ropes, and tripped him down a few times. It only angered him, but it seemed like, I don't know how long the round was. I want to say it was 3 minutes, but it felt like 10. But for the most part, everybody was pretty nice to me, and I really enjoyed it. If you ever go to Thailand, the Thai culture is very, very polite. It's a Buddhist society. People there are very kind, and I got to see so many beautiful things while I was in Thailand. Am I forgetting anything? Let's see. Yeah, I did a lot of conditioning. Somebody was asking if I did, what was conditioning like there. Like I said, a good portion of the training was conditioning. I remember the very first day. It was outdoors, so there's no air conditioning, and it's hot in Thailand. The humidity is crazy nuts, and they gave me a weighted jump rope and said, 15 minutes. I saw the clock or whatever. 15 minutes with this weighted rope. I don't know if I can do 3 minutes. I ended up doing the 15 minutes, but I was shit after that. Everybody else was glistening, sweating, and it looked like I pissed on the floor. There was so much sweat. Almost died, melted away. It was rough. That was a lot of conditioning. It was rough on me, but I had a lot of fun. I was trying to think of what other questions they had. Yeah, if I ever get a chance, yeah, I would love to go back again. I probably wouldn't train Muay Thai. That's a younger guy game. But that was my story about flying over there. It was about a 24-hour flight. I think it was one of the questions, how long it takes to get to Thailand. I have a friend over there right now, Pete Peterson. He's a very good Muay Thai guy, and he owns a gym called Round Kick Gym there in Des Moines. And he is into the sport. Very fortunate to people in Des Moines to be, if they want to be involved in Muay Thai, that's the guy you look up. He's one of the best in the United States, I think. If you're looking to get good at Muay Thai, get access to it, and the real deal, the real stuff. And I had a chance to be part of it. It was so much fun. I had a blast doing it. That's it. All right. You guys have a great, hey, this shirt. I got this shirt in Thailand. This shirt is 20 years old. My then mother-in-law took me to a tailor, and I got to pick out the material, and they measured me up, and a couple days later, I went and picked this shirt up. So I wore this in honor of that. It's a beautiful shirt. It still fits, even though I'm much larger than I used to be. So there's that. All right, this wasn't a question that wasn't included on some of the other questions about training time, but it's something I have been asked. Did I see any lady boys while I was in Thailand? Why does everybody always ask that? But no, not real. I only saw it one place, and only one time. And been to Bangkok and the temples, and you never see it. But I went to this little island, Koh Samui, in the Bay of Thailand, Gulf of Thailand, whatever it's called. And while on that island, the Thais are a traditional people and humble. But then I saw this group of girls walk by that were dressed rather sluttily. They're dressed like sluts. I'm like, what the? You don't see that very often. No, and I got the little closer looking, and they're all gangly and tall looking. And I was with Nina at the time, my ex-wife, and I go, is that? And she goes, yeah, you like, she give me a hard time. I go, oh, okay, so that's what they look like. That's how you find them. They're dressed like sluts, as far as I know. The ones I saw, just walking across the street, look like whores, But for the most part, you don't see. Of course, I didn't go down to the red light district or anything like that. I met a friend at a bar once, and there were some prostitutes outside, but even then, that's, they didn't bother you too much, really. So that's my run-in with the lady boys. Just seeing them like that one time. Thought I'd include this story as well. While I was in Thailand, I went to this province up north, and we rode hours and hours in this bus, just our family, and going up through the mountains and climbing higher and higher in altitude, and there's signs on the side of the road that says, "Don't get out. There's tigers in these forests," and just really out there in the middle of nowhere. As we ascended to this temple that was above the clouds, it's been there for thousands and thousands of years, and as you ascend up all these stairs, it was this absolutely beautiful place with these monks and these orange robes and the shaved heads, just like you see in the movies, kind of, And I'm walking around and I'm feeling, wow, this is something else. The view is beautiful. I look down and you can see the top of clouds. That's it. You're that high up in the altitude, the solitude, and you see these monks that are dedicating their lives to Buddhism, and the paintings on the wall, they look ancient, and they tell the story of Buddha and his life, and you're seeing some real history. And this monk approaches me, and I'm like, oh, he's a young guy, and sure enough, he goes, "Hey man, how you doing?" Perfect English. Yeah, and he goes, I go, "You're not from Thailand?" He goes, "I'm from Chicago. My family sent me." So the first son, they sent him to Thailand to do a year as a monk, and it's a blessing to the family. It gives them good luck for the rest of their life or something, whatever. And he goes, "Hey man, you want to buy some weed?" And yeah, that's capitalism. Here I am, going all the way to Thailand and ascending to a higher plane with my philosophy, and this kid tries to sell me dope, right there in Thailand. Only me, I guess. That's maybe other tourists have that too, but maybe I did look like the kind. I had that long hair and all that. But that was the story of going to the temple.